This is the Chapter 2 multimedia project for the film experience on film form and Citizen Kane, done by Frank Pendowski. Orson Welles' Citizen Kane is the movie that sits atop the American Film Society's top 10 100 films. For its time, the film was innovative and different while remaining intense and thrilling. The amazing part of this film came in how separated it was from the other films at the time. By using all too new techniques and ways to film it, it has impacted culture in the States so many times it almost seems natural. Citizen Kane used a non-linear form, as our story started a long time ago, before the movie did. The movie picks up with a news group wondering what the final words of Kane meant, Rosebud. So a reporter is tasked with finding out what the deal with Rosebud is. He turns to the people who were closest to Kane while he was still alive for the information. His first encounter, we see how Kane lived in his childhood through the diary of his guardian. He went to adulthood, becoming a young man who purchased a newspaper company with hopes that it would become the greatest in the world. We go through the rest of his life, seeing his adulthood, his failed political career, his failed marriages, and eventually his retirement and death. But we never quite find out what Rosebud is until the very last scene, in which it shows Kane's possessions being burned. Amongst them, a sled that he had as a child with the word Rosebud on it. What made this movie so special other than using this non-linear storytelling, though? The form was much different than that of movies of its time. Instead of using traditional angles of filming, were typically done in the style and point of view of a play, Orson Welles used many more abstract angles. For example, a scene shooting up from the ground when Kane is talking to people he needs to talk to, or longer cuts in the beginning of the film when his mother and his father are signing him over to Mr. Thatcher for the first time, so he can have a better life. There were other things, though, that made this film innovative as well. Lighting in the film was used in a way to highlight new and different things. It gave more or less information depending on what the director wanted us to see. Going back to the story itself, the time and space of the movie was constantly changing, as stated earlier, to give the film a new kind of narrative. All in all, this film made a lot of contributions to the industry, and made for a lot of different and interesting experiences at the time of its making. Because of it, she'll forever be revered as an American classic.